so obviously as a model, you are seen as a public figure and you have to express yourself out there in terms of like different social media platforms to actually scout yourself and get people to vote for you. So how do you deal with social criticism? You are actually involved in some things, you as a leader or as a drummer, and how do you, when someone sort of like criticizes, how do you deal with that? Do you sort of like take it as a sort of like a fuel to do better, or do you take it negatively and then start developing low self-esteem, thinking that you're not good enough? Yeah, so like my question actually is, how do you handle criticism? How do you deal with that? Obviously, in each and every industry, in terms of like what you do, there'll always be criticism, things like that. So like, how do you deal with criticism as a dancer?
To me, I think I take criticism as a way of growing. I think we grow through criticism, because not just in modeling industry, but in every industry we get criticized. And I feel like criticism goes hand in hand with compliments, you know. You can't only receive compliments, then you also need to receive criticism, just like a flower. It needs both rain and sunshine to grow. So I feel like compliments to me, the sunshine, and criticisms are like rain. So we need both to grow. So how?
Back then, like I would usually break down with criticism, you know. I feel like it has come with growth. You know, when you are very confident about something and someone comes and like, you're not good enough, it actually breaks you at times. So there was a point in my life where whenever I was criticized, and I would just back off and just go to my room and like, nah, just belittle myself. You're not good enough. Maybe you should look into something else. So I was there before.
Like, you can only take so much when it comes to dancing. So because I know when I started dancing, I was very much like self-conscious about the way I danced if I was around people, but with myself I was like, if I enjoyed, I'll rather take my own opinion of myself and, you know, push through and do what I love to do.
Both rain and sunshine to grow. So I feel like compliments to me, the sunshine, and criticisms are like rain. So we need both to grow. So how I deal with criticism is, everyone thinks whatever they think. So you just need to get over it and motivate yourself.
Oh, exactly. Self-motivation and take criticism as a positive thing, actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was there before. Like I would usually break down, like feel like, okay, you don't have anything special in your life. But then I came to discover that criticism is there to show you where you're lacking. It's not there like just to pull you down. Even though I feel like people don't criticize you in a constructive way, but I just got to that point where when a person criticizes me, I learn to take it in a positive way rather than a negative way. So for example, when it comes to drumming, I know that I'm not the best. I'm not heading for the professional side of being a drummer. I'm just there as a drummer in church, worshiping God. So I came to accept that in life there'll always be a person ahead of you. And when that person becomes evident around the circle that you are, you can now start expecting people to prefer them over you. And they start criticizing you like, nah, you're not good enough.
Push through and do what I love to do rather than worrying about what people think about me. But when I finally got into like a studio and was like around people, and I was forced to like, well, I wouldn't say forced, but I was forced to do like competitions. I was always like pressured into doing competitions, and I really didn't like competitions competitions because that's where you face the most criticism, where people judge you the most.
Yeah.
And I remember my last competition, I literally cried on the day because I didn't want to do the I don't want to do the competition, so I literally cried, but I still went through with it, and I did like my worst. Like I think I placed 8th, and I was like, it was so bad. So when it comes to that, I feel like if you're not comfortable, if you're not comfortable with yourself or with your dance or with how you feel people will perceive you, I feel like just stay in a bubble for like however you feel is comfortable, and then you push yourself out of that bubble. Like, I don't know what example I can give you.
You can now start expecting people to prefer them over you, and they start criticizing you like, nah, you're not good enough. Because now they've heard someone who is better than you. So in all those things that I do, or in everything in life, I know and I came to accept that there will always be someone ahead of you. There will always be someone doing better than you at a point in life. So I just made it a point in my life that if someone is ahead of me, don't compare. Like, learn from them. If you wanna get where they are, like, just learn from them. So whenever such criticism comes, it's a wake-up call for me that, okay, some things you're not doing right, fix them, or improve. Improve, because I feel like sometimes when you achieve something in life, you feel like, I've got it.
Yeah, you feel like you've accomplished enough.
Exactly. So that's a mentality that I had to overcome, that you're not there yet.
Yes, there's
always room for improvement. Exactly. So that's how I take criticism. Sometimes I won't lie, if you're very confident and zealous about something and someone comes and like, yo, you're so bad, it breaks you because you've put in so much effort. But I try at most. If it breaks me down, I accept it. But then after that, I then reflect and like, nah, just pull yourself up. Look at this and then improve. So that's how I take criticism.
Like, I don't know what example I can give you of that, what I did. Like, I stopped doing competitions, and then I was like, okay, I think I'm ready to get back into the dancing pool. And then I was like, okay, let's try out cheerleading. I'm in a new environment. It's not the same as before. I don't have that pressure. I feel like I'm ready to like move to the next level.